Morning. Already got coffee. But that's because we're in a rush. We're on a road trip with these two guys that you can see to do a real world test of the LG Wing. Taking a quick stop to take some photos. In case you guys are wondering, we are on our way to Greenport, New York, which is on the North Fork of Long Island. It's kind of like vineyard country. It's very cute. But it has a special meaning for at least one person in this car. It's Michael Fisher, Mr. Mobile's actual hometown.
The word is out. City people, run!
And real quick, we're gonna stop for coffee again, because duh. But apparently this is a place that Fisher used to come to.
This place used to be my sanctuary when I would house sit for my mother once a year for 2 weeks. I would sit in that side room right in there, which you can't go into now because pandemic. And there wasn't a pandemic then, so you had typewriters and deep chairs and silence and just enough light to work in and all the coffee you could drink for a fair price.
YouTubers, am I right?
Okay, we actually made it to Greenport, and our very first stop is a vineyard, because of course it is. So real quick though, while we're sitting still, let's talk a little bit about like the look and feel and the style and the interesting mechanism to this phone. So the first thing, it is about the size of like a Note Ultra, at least when you look at it. It feels a lot heavier, and I'm sure that has to do with just the mechanisms that are in here. But I don't mind it. You just notice it, but it doesn't feel bad. It's got like a solid feel to it. So we have a 6.8-inch OLED display, which is our main display. And then when you flick it out to the left, you have a secondary 3.9-inch OLED, and it's almost a 1-to-1 aspect ratio. Now you can't have two apps, one on either screen, just like you can with like the Duo or whatever else. But you can also set up dual apps as shortcuts, so you tap one of these icons and two apps of your choice both open at the same time. And on the bottom screen, you swipe up and you get a little app drawer. On the top one, it's the same. But your main screen on the top one is kind of like some shortcuts that are in like a carousel that you can actually customize and choose which ones you want. You can tap and hold and move them around to decide where you want them, etc. Now, I, like many of you, I'm not really sure what this T-shape, how useful it is, but we'll keep testing out through the rest of the day. I will say that the mechanism does feel super solid. The one thing I do have an issue with though about it is that I'm a righty, but for some weird reason, I'm kind of ambidextrous and I use my left hand for my phone. Don't know why, it's just always been that way. And trying to open the screen with one hand when you're using your left hand is very difficult because you have to kind of use your fingers and slide it and pray that you don't drop it. Now, with the right hand, it's much easier because you can just use your thumb to flick it out. So just something to note for lefties out there. Now real quick though, let's check in on the battery because you haven't done that yet today. It is 3 p.m. and we are at 63%.
Hit it, boys.
Cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers. Welcome to North Fork.
Thanks, sir. Yes, I like it. I don't know what it tastes like. It tastes like red wine.
Chops. Look how elegant and formal.
Fisher's very good at this.
God.
You're very good at this.
It's a wooden knife and it's a cold day.
I like the dismount. It's a good way to do it.
All right, now we're gonna walk into the Greenport Village, it's called, which is kind of like the downtown area. Just following Fisher's lead.
This place used to have pretty good pizza, and then we stopped going in favor of a different pizza place.
Hi.
Hello.
Just checking in the hotel.
Sure. Yeah. Okay, checked into the hotel. This is the Gallery Hotel. It's actually located in that downtown Greenport Village area that we're about to explore. But speaking of that, quick, just dropping off bags, and we're gonna head back out to go check things out. Real quick though, while we're sitting still for 2 seconds, let's check in on the battery. It is 5:44 p.m. and we are at 45%. All right, guys, let's stop here for a sec because I think I have a good use case for this form factor.
I should have guessed. Am I to assume it's a little bit? Huh?
Oh yeah.
Okay. See, the roll, and I try to look cool, and then I lose the game.
2018 game point.
Well won.
Oh,
Yeah, there it is.
That's it.
Well done, sir. That was a great idea.
Okay, well, we at least have one really good use case for this form factor.
This is where my addiction to Sperry topsiders got started. It's where I bought my first Citizen wristwatch. And it's where I showed up late to work way too many times to still be employed. But my bosses were very nice. Thank you, bosses. The summer of 2003, an actor who didn't think he liked Shakespeare and went to an audition anyway because he thought he would try a new thing. Performed it right here, did okay. Orlando, and As You Like It.
Okay, having dinner in the village of Greenport. And real quick, let's talk about the cameras. Okay, so when the phone is closed, you have access to the normal camera modes using the ultra-wide camera, the main 64 megapixel camera, and then a 2x crop of the main camera to get to 2x zoom. But the interesting thing is when you open the phone, then you automatically switch to this 12 megapixel larger pixel sized sensor and can use that in a few different modes. We have a slow-mo and time-lapse mode like you're used to, a gimbal mode that we'll get into in a sec, and a dual recording mode that pops up the front camera and allows you to record simultaneously what's in front of you and your own face in a few different configurations. And this can be saved as either one combined file or left as two separate ones if you want. Now for gimbal mode, you can use a joystick to aim the camera, and it does this by cropping the sensor, then digitally moving the view around. You can then set this, though, in 3 different modes. First-person view, which lets you move the camera around freely. Pan follow, which limits movement up and down, but allows the camera to move side to side. And follow mode, which is like first-person view, but just seems to be a bit more locked down. Now, you can also hold the lock button to lock the camera on the fly as well. Honestly, it's a clever way to utilize the T shape, and it works pretty well, and it also allows you to shoot horizontally a lot easier with one hand. It is, however, limited to 1080p, and I kind of wish I could use the other camera modes like this too, but the software just doesn't let you. Okay, let's check out the battery like we do. It is 8:29 p.m., and we are at 37%.
Ooh, good heat lamp.
Well, that's a heater. Okay, having a little nightcap at the hotel bar. And Fisher and I are debating on maybe going out for one more drink somewhere just to explore town a little bit more. But in the meantime, let's check in on the battery. It is 11:17 p.m. and we are at 27%.
Fisher and I made friends with the people that work at the bar at the hotel, and now we're just gonna kind of go with them. And they actually have 2 boats that they just bought, which Fisher is extremely interested in case you didn't know, he's very obsessed with boats. So we're gonna go check those out.
Okay, calling it a night. It is 2:20 a.m. and we are at 12%. And here's my screen on time and my usage for anyone who's curious about that. There you go. To be completely frank, I think the gimbal is a cool usage for this. Like, it's nice to be able to get a horizontal shot while using one hand in general, but then also like with the extra controls and stuff, that's actually kind of clever. But beyond that, I don't know. I didn't find myself wanting to use the multitasking as much as maybe LG kind of purports this to be, but I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Regardless, I think it's nice to see LG, who honestly does this a lot, innovate, right? They were the first to bring like the ultra-wide camera,
They did the dual screen phone before Microsoft with the Surface Duo, etc., etc. So I appreciate it and kind of happy that they're at least doing it. But you guys let me know. How useful is it? Would you use a phone in this T-shape? Let me know in the comments below.
Now, if you want a more proper review of this phone, you should definitely go check out Michael Fisher, Mr. Mobile's video on his channel, and David Amel's on Android Authority at the links in the description and the cards. Also, as is the normal now with these videos, since you guys asked, you can find links to all of the places I visited in the description as well.
Otherwise, let me know what you guys think of this video in general, the format, all that stuff. Again, I'm just trying to improve it as best as I can for you guys. But yeah, let me know in the comments. Always appreciate it from you guys. As always though, regardless, thanks for watching.